emerging from the inconscient. That there are thousands of beings plunged in the densest ignorance. He whom we saw yesterday is on earth. His presence is enough to prove that a day will come when darkness shall be transformed into light, and thy reign shall be indeed established upon earth.
Each avatar is only the announcer, the forerunner of a more perfect future realization. And yet, men have always the tendency to define the avatar of the past in opposition to the avatar of the future. Now again, SRI AUROBINdo has come announcing to the world the realization of tomorrow. And again, his message meets with the same opposition as of all those who preceded him. But tomorrow will prove the truth of what he revealed, and his work will be done.
Since the beginning of earth history, SRI AUROBINdo has always presided over the great earthly transformations under one form or another, one name or another.
SRI AUROBINdo represents in the history of the earth's spiritual progress is not a teaching, not even a revelation. It is a mighty action straight from the Supreme. One day, and all the unborn began, a little path and a great goal, a touch that brings the divine whole. Hill after hill was climbed, and now, behold, the last tremendous brow and the great
necessary to leave the earth to find the truth. It is not necessary to leave life to find one's soul. It is not necessary to give up the world or to have limited beliefs in order to enter into relation with the divine. The divine is everywhere, in everything, and if he is hidden, it is because we do not take the trouble to discover him. The manifestation of a new race and a new world, the supramental. Let us prepare for it in all sincerity and eagerness.
Sincerity, honesty, unselfishness, disinterested consecration to the work to be done, nobility of character, and straightforwardness. They who do not practice these elementary virtues are not Aurobindo's disciples and have no place in the ashram. Supreme unselfishness, renouncing the realization in his own body to hasten the hour of the collective realization. Surely, if the earth were more responsive, this would not have been necessary. Must not be bewildered by appearances. Sri Aurobindo has not left us. Sri Aurobindo is here, as living and as present as ever. And it is left to us to realize his work with all the sincerity, eagerness, and concentration necessary. So that we may be born into the divine consciousness. Sri
Aurobindo is constantly among us and reveals himself to those who are ready to see and hear him. Envelope of our Master, to Thee our infinite gratitude. Before Thee, who has done so much for us, who hast worked, struggled, suffered, hoped, endured so much, before Thee, who hast willed all, attempted all, prepared, achieved all for us, before Thee, we bow down and implore that we may never forget, even for a moment, all we owe to Thee. That it may be also our sole occupation, and that all our actions may help us towards this single goal. But he wished her to be great, noble, pure, and worthy of her big mission in the world. He refused to let her sink to the sordid and vulgar level of blind self-interest and ignorant prejudices. This is work. In full conformity to His will, we lift high the standard of truth, progress, and transformation of mankind, without caring for those who, through ignorance, stupidity, envy, or bad will, seek to soil it and drag it down into the mud. We carry it very high, so that all who have a soul may see it and gather around it. the messenger of the future. He still shows us the way to follow in order to hasten the realization of a glorious future fashioned by the divine will. All those who want to collaborate for the progress of humanity and for India's luminous destiny must unite in a clairvoyant aspiration and in an illumined work.
AUROBINDO. I remained in India to live
on an appearance of humanity, assumes the outward human nature, in order to tread the path and show it to human beings, but does not cease to be the divine, says SRI AUROBINDO about the mother. And says the Master further, the mother was inwardly above the human, even in childhood. The mother's ancestors had settled down in France, coming from the Middle East. But such accounts of background would hardly explain her personality. As she said later, I belong to no nation, no civilization, no society, no race, but to the divine. I give obedience to no master, no ruler, no law, no social convention, but to the divine. Extraordinary in consciousness. She was often in a yogic pose at the age of 4. In the woods of Fontainebleau, amid trees 2,000 years old, she used to pass into trances. Between the age 11 and 13, a series of psychic and spiritual experiences revealed to her not only the existence of God, but man's possibility of uniting with Him, of realizing Him integrally, of manifesting Him upon earth. The practical discipline for the fulfillment of such a vision was given to her during her sleep by several teachers, some of whom she met afterwards on the physical plane. One with whom her psychic and spiritual relation became more clear and frequent was called by her as Krishna. It was when she met SRI AUROBINDO that she knew who the Krishna of her vision was. But several years were to intervene between her meeting the Master in vision and meeting him in person. Out to explore the horizon of mysticism, the mother spent some years in Algeria with Monsieur and Madame Fion, adept occultists. A moment of this period has been caught by the mother in one of her paintings. 1910. The year SRI AUROBINDO came over to Pondicherry was also the year when the mother heard of him. In 1914, the mother's urge to visit Pondicherry was fulfilled. While 2 miles off the Pondicherry shore, she knew that she was entering the order of SRI AUROBINDO. It was on the 29th of March that the mother met SRI AUROBINDO. She wrote in her diary, "It matters not if there are hundreds of beings plunged in the densest ignorance. He whom we saw yesterday is on earth. His presence is enough to prove that a day will come when darkness shall be transformed into light, when thy reign shall be indeed established upon earth." That day, the mother realized what she expressed much later with the words, "Without him I exist not. Without me, he is unmanifest." The mother left India after about a year's stay, but only physically, never in spirit. She spent a period of 5 years in Japan, engrossed in her spiritual preparation for her return to India to work with SRI AUROBINDO. Her communication with the Supreme was growing ever more intimate, and the vision of her mission on earth more and more concrete. She was back at Pondicherry on the 24th of April, 1920. It is with her arrival that the ashram began taking shape. As the older ashramites recollect, it is the mother who taught them how to look upon SRI AUROBINDO, the Guru. On the 24th of November 1926, SRI AUROBINDO achieved the Siddhi of the overmind, the highest divine consciousness hitherto realized, paving the way for the descent of the supermind. He withdrew into seclusion, of concentrated work, entrusting the mother with the disciples and the ashram.